what's up guys, Benny here and welcome to my top 10 best loadouts for Call of Duty Warzone Season 3 that you're going to want to use when you hop into Verdansk 84. Now if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future Warzone content and you'll get better at the game. I promise, as 70% of you watching are not subscribed to the channel, but I'm going to kick this video off straight away with the two brand new weapons, which are actually very, very good. Now, the Loud Pipe, or the PPSH, is a very good SMG, very good up close, and it's kind of designed to fill that FARA role that dominated the meta in Season 2. So, get this ranked up as quickly as you can. The muzzle, you've got that Grau suppressor. It goes on everything. We all know that. There's too many benefits to count. Just have it on your gun. Now, the barrel that you're then going to want to go for is the 15.7 Task Force, because remember, this build that I'm going to give you is designed to fill that far close quarters range, and the damage drop off with the PPSH as well is very low. So you can beam people that are a little bit further away. It's almost that hybrid that just extends a little bit further than a normal SMG, but not quite as far as an assault rifle, which is kind of like the perfect kind of fit that an SMG needed. Then you want the Spetsnaz grip to completely eliminate the recoil, makes it very easy to use. The ammo I go for is the 55 round drum. This is going to be perfect in trios or quads, so go for that. And then the stock that you're going to go for is not the Raider stock. You want the Spetsnaz PKM stock. You then get a lot more mobility when you're aiming down sights. It's an absolute beast. Have that as your PPSH. And also the reactive camo looks sick. Like honestly, one of the best they've had in Warzone so far. Now, pairing with that, you've got the new aggressive sniper in the game, the Swiss K53, and it is once again designed to fill the role of the Kar 98. So the muzzle is the Grau suppressor, right? We'll go there for there. Now you've got a few options, right? In Warzone, right? A lot of people have been using 23.6 for rapid fire, just for fast fire rate, which is close quarters. However, Warzone, you're gonna have that 24.9 Tiger Team, because that is gonna increase your effective damage range and the bullet velocity. A lot of people, when they were using this initially, were complaining about the bullet drop. This counters that. You get a little loss of aiming stability and strafe speed, but that's totally fine. It's just gonna allow you to snap on, get your shots, land your hits, and also have that increase in fire rate. So have that big barrel. Now, the next thing you're going to have on this is the, we're going to go across to the rear grip, where you're going to have the Serpent Wrap. Right now, that is just going to help increase your aim down sight time, make it a little bit snappier, so you can kind of snap onto your opponent's headshots. Now, you don't have any lasers or anything like that. This isn't like a Kar 98K where you get an increase, like a tac laser or something like that, which really benefits. You're then going to go for the stock, where I personally have been using the Raider stock. Now, the reason I've been using this is just for a faster, like sprint to fire, ADS firing movement speed. It's actually really useful with the role that I've been using this sniper with. You can choose if you want to kind of use an extended mag if you want, if you're just happy with the default sniper scope. But you know, I'm using this as an if you have a look around here, like I'm personally using this as an aggressive sniper. So I go for the Royal and Cross 4 times. No glint, really fast, perfect for like when you're pushing opponents, really easy to land your shots on. And then that is a really, really nice sniper. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you've got the hang of it, it's definitely fits in the meta. Now, let's go ahead and look at the second loadout that we've got, which is the AK-47. Now, this is quite possibly the new best assault rifle in Warzone. It is unbelievable. The reduction in the recoil has made it like the Cold War AMAX, which they said they're going to be having a look at because it's still potentially too dominant in the meta. But muzzle, Grau suppressor. The barrel you're going to go for is the 18.2 takedown. You want that effective damage range so you can beam people at a distance, because remember, the AK-47 is now actually manageable to take people down at a distance, and like they've said that the recoil is should be difficult, and like if you control it, it's a really good gun, and like it's pretty easy to control, especially when you use the Spetsnaz grip. The ammo you want to go ahead and use is the Bakelite 60 round. Now you can also, if you find the ADS too slow, right, which it can be if you, depending on the build you're using. If you're using an iron sight build for like close to mid-range, you can go for the 60 round. Personally, I've been using the 45 round so I don't punish my ADS, and that's because I then use the axial arms 3 times optic to kind of like beam my opponents at a distance. The other option you've got is remove the optic, throw on the Grau elastic wrap, sorry, the Serpent Wrap, and then you've got that as well. So it's great options. Personally, Warzone, you're going to want the actual arms 3 times, and then like I used the precision reticle. Right, now, I then paired that with the MAC-10. MAC-10 got a very little nerf, but it's really not noticeable. Agency suppressor, 5.9 task force, field agent grip, ammo, you're going to go for that 53 round drum, and then on the stock, I go for the Raider stock there, so you've got a faster like sprint to fire time. Very, very good SMG. Is going to still dominate and be involved in the meta throughout Season 3. Not many other SMGs have moved into the space other than one, which has really stood out to me so far. Now, if we go to the Krig, that is also another assault rifle that got a big buff in Season 3. And I've always said, I love the look of the Krig, especially this Ice Drake. Ice Drake blueprint looks unbelievably good. One of the best looking guns in the game. And now the Krig is actually a viable weapon. The muzzle is the agency suppressor. We all know we choose it. The barrel, I personally used the 19.7 just because you get the increased bullet velocity. Also, you get the dragon's head. There's not really like a task force barrel for the Krig, so you just want that increase of bullet velocity so your shots are landing nicely and reaching your targets. So there's a lot more hit scan, a lot easier to do. Then the underbarrel, you can have the field agent grip once again. Ammo, I go for the Stagnag 50 round on this, and then we go for the optic, which is the actual arms 3 times. So 3 times for me is the scope to have on your assault rifles in Warzone, so you can win those gunfights at a distance. And like you'll notice, go back through all of Warzone history right now, and most of the metal weapons have been using the 3 times. When the Bruin came in, when everyone was using the Grau iron sight, Bruin came in with a VLK 3 times and became the meta, like the AMAX VLK, the Kilo VLK. So the 3 times is kind of allows you to have that. Then with that, I've been using the PPSH, which we've been seeing. We get rid of that, and then we also get rid of that. We put the underbarrel, we put the Spetsnaz grip, and then we put the Grau suppressor on there. Brilliant build for the PPSH, which is what you want to use. And then EOD, Overkill, Amp, C4, and a stun grenade. The next one we've got is the FARA. Now, the FARA kind of fell short. I honestly thought when I first used it at the start of Season 2 that it has a lot of opportunity, but it kind of was just like a partner to the FAR, but not quite as good. However, it's been tuned a little bit this season and is definitely a great mid-range assault rifle. The muzzle, Grau suppressor, barrel, you're going to go for that 18.7 Spetsnaz RPK barrel. It's going to give you the effective damage range, bullet velocity, and then strafe speed. It's effectively the task force. The underbarrel, the Spetsnaz speed, you go for the Spetsnaz grip for max recoil control. Ammo, you can go for the Spetsnaz 50 round. Like the big choice is, as long as for me, if it goes over 45, 50 rounds, you can go for the first one. Otherwise, you kind of need 50 rounds in Warzone, especially in trios and quads. You don't have time for the recoil, for the reload, sorry. And then the actual arms 3 times there, with the reticle being the precision once again. Now, honestly, the FARA is really, really good with the changes they've made to the gun. Give it a go. Let me know what you think in the comments if you agree or disagree. And then I had to go ahead and use a Cold War MP5. Now, I used this for a little bit of the season, like about midway through Season 2 mix up, and I think it is really good, especially with a nerf to the MAC-10. For me, it was very, very close, and this has got a faster time to kill than the Modern Warfare MP5. You really, really want to give this thing a go. I go for so you've got a couple choices here. You can go for the Task Force if you can control the recoil, Reinforced Heavy. Otherwise, personally, I've been going for Task Force on most guns now. The underbarrel, Field Agent foregrip, ammo, I go for the 40 round drum right there, and then I use an optic, and I go for the where is it the micro reflex LED, and then I put the star on there. Now the reason I do that is the iron sight isn't great, and that really helps you like consistently land your shots. Give it a go. You've got great strafe speed with the task force. The field agent grip helps you control that recoil, and this thing has a very, very fast time to kill. The only downside is the drum, 40 round. You can go for the Stagnag 50 round if you think the ADS is fine. Try them both out. Let me know what you think. But that is a really, really good MP5. Also, you got this cool Mastercraft bundle in this season pass, this for Season 3. So totally worth it. And then same perks as always. Personally, I've stopped using heartbeats as much, and I prefer having a stun grenade. Wins you so many gunfights that you would otherwise have lost. Then we've got the AMAX. Now, the AMAX, it even said it in the patch notes that they're keeping a close eye on it, so it's still a very, very viable weapon. And you know what I'm going to just do, because I always have this. One of the great things with Modern Warfare guns is you can save your blueprints, and you can go, bam, got my Benny AMAX with my London Royal Raven camo on, monolithic suppressor, Zodiac barrel, VLK 3 times, Commander foregrip, 45 round mag, and then I use the T-pose reticle. Now, the next thing I've got with that is I just use the MAC-10. You can use any SMG that you want with this. You just ideally want a close range one. So really the MAC-10 or the Cold War MP5. Two options that you can definitely use. It's the same one that we saw earlier. We go ahead and use the 53 round drum, and then we go ahead and use the Raider stock. Now, these are all options that you can use. Mix them up, find out what works best for you. But this is probably going to be my go-to loadout for the start of the season, especially if I need to get a lot of kills. Then, all right, now this is something that has gone being slept on by a lot of people. Now, the LC10 is actually going to work perfectly, as that where the MP7 used to fit in for the Modern Warfare guns. This is a very, very good gun now. They've got, I think they went ahead and looked at the Season 2 guns and saw that no one was using them. Let's buff them so they get used a lot more. And it's a pretty similar build. This thing has almost no recoil whatsoever. And with this build, honestly, you will get a lot of kills. The iron sight as well is really nice. And then I go for the SAS combat stock. You get really high mobility. If you want to, you can change the SAS combat stock for the Raider stock. But I like having the strafe speed because I ADS a lot with my SMGs. If you ADS a lot, use the combat stock. If you're sprint firing, hip firing a lot, go for the Raider stock. But that's the build for the LC10. Then if we go for the HDR, this is a great, one of the best long range snipers, and it still is for Modern Warfare. I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of the Cold War snipers. Like, I really like the new Swiss Sniper, but the Modern Warfare ones for long distance really, really stand out. So you're going to have monolithic suppressor, 26.9 HDR Pro barrel, the tac laser. Then we go for the Stalker Scout stock, and then you've got a choice. If you like the base scope, which I kind of do, you can go for a different ammo increase to 7 rounds, which means you don't have to reload as much, which actually will surprisingly help you out a lot. But that's the HDR that I personally use. Then same perks, other than we changed that for a stun grenade. It's a really nice build. The LC10 is going to surprise a lot of people, and I don't think many people are going to be rushing to use it either because they've had a bad experience. Now, I also think with the nerfs to the tactical rifles, there is definitely a space for the Grau to make a return. I think the Grau is one of my favorite metas in Warzone history, especially when it was like the Grau MP5 was so much fun, and it's one of the best iron sights in Call of Duty. And this is still an incredible long-range assault rifle, very good time to kill, has that 556 damage profile, 28 damage for a shot to the body, 42 to the head. Does a lot of, it's got a very good damage output and is very, very easy to use. And then I pair that with the Bullfrog, which is the Grau suppressor, Task Force barrel. We go for the Spetsnaz grip. I personally don't really think you need an ammo clip for the Bullfrog, because it's got a large one anyway. So I can go there and use the Serpent Wrap and then go for the KGB skeletal stock. Honestly, incredible SMG. I feel like that and the MAC-10 are probably going to be more dominant over the Cold War MP5, but we'll have to wait and see. But very, very fun weapon to use. Now we've got EOD, Overkill, Amped, C4, and a stun grenade as we move on to the Ram 7. The Ram 7 is got the fastest time to kill out of most, or pretty much all the Modern Warfare 5.56 assault rifles, because it's got the highest fire rate. So it's got a weird recoil pattern, but don't let that put you off, because this paired with a sniper is dominant. Like, we've seen the FARA get nerfed. The Ram 7, I feel, can actually operate within that space. And for that exact reason, I use this with a Corp Combat Holo. Throw a blue dot on this, very easy to use, and then you pair that with a sniper. Now, you've got a couple options here. You can go ahead and use the Swiss K31, or you can go ahead and use the Kar 98K. I've shown you the Swiss already for the loadout, so I'll give you my Kar 98 setup. Monolithic suppressor, 27.6, tac laser. I then use the sniper scope, and then I go for the precision comb stock, so it kind of like snaps in. And then on the sniper itself, I go ahead and use the pinpoint reticle. That's personally the one I like the best. But incredible Kar 98, and pair that with the Ram 7 for close range. Use that how you used to use the FAR, and it's a great combination that stands up in Season 3. Now, If we move on to the next class, I've got my shotgun class. I can't not have a shotgun. Since the FARA has been destroyed in this season, right, I think there is going to be an opportunity for, along with some SMGs, for shotgun to actually be viable properly in Warzone again. I pair it with the AK-47 because I think the AK we're going to see a lot. Like, if I'm honest, I think we're going to see it a lot more going forward. So that's the build that I'm using once again. Then on the shotgun, we go ahead here, agency choke on there. The barrel, we go for the hammer forged for the faster fire rate, so we can get more shells out, higher damage output. You don't need the increased damage range because they're going to be right in your face if you're using a shotgun. Ammo, you need the stagnant 12-round tube. We then go for a laser and we use the Ember sighting point for effective damage range and hip fire accuracy. And then we also go for the SAS combat stock. Now, the reason I use the SAS combat stock is because I'll go into a room aiming down sight and just spray with this thing. I personally don't hip fire as much because I use auto tac sprint. So I rely on using ADS, but sometimes if you want to turn auto tac sprint off, and then you could potentially go for the marathon stock. So you've got the faster sprint to fire time and you can hip fire a lot better. But great build. I think we're definitely going to see shotguns a lot more. And then my final one is my Ghost. And because I'm using the Krig a bit at the moment, I've got that. Whatever weapon you're using, have this in this slot. You can have this as Ghost or Restock, whichever perk that you're using. But definitely give this a go. I think the variety of weapons we have in this season is unbelievable. I'm very excited to see how it all unfolds. I hope these loadouts help you out as well. And you can go ahead and use the Psychov pistols as well if you want to. They got nerfed, but they're still very good, especially as this is a secondary weapon. It's better than having nothing. So give these a go if you haven't. But let me know what your favorite loadout is down in the description below, down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in Warzone Season 3 in Verdansk 84. Thanks for watching. Bye.